rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track.
Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading on light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading on light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so with that all being said, all right, hello, Perplex. Bronze Flat Power Goddess here. Juju B is in the house, the lovely T. All right, let's get into it. Okay, Cookie, I see you, beloved. Shout out to all of my loyal royals and everyone tuned into the Queen. Big shout out to my moderators because y'all know that we're putting in work. I see you, Desmond. All right, so with that all being said, hey, Deronda, let's get ready to get into it. But first, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes hair oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find it at Walmart.com. And don't forget that she sells a beard oil. Okay, she sells beard oil and has sales very often. Okay, so with that all being said, let's get ready to get into this. We have a lot to cover. Okay, it's a lot going on. And with that all being said, hold on for a second. All right, let me cut my camera over, honey. Are y'all ready for this? This is all about to get real ghetto, just so you all know. Okay? Don't forget to double check and make sure you're still subscribed to the channel, especially if you have not been receiving your notifications. All right, y'all know people get unsubscribed every day. So with that all been said, let me pull this up on my phone. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Okay, here we go. Okay, beloved. So let's talk about it. Y'all, guess what Trump is doing now? Mm. First off, let's talk about how he's not going. He's just, I'm going to go ahead and call it. He's not going to the young woman who died, that was killed, the National Guard that died. Sarah, he's not going to her funeral, okay? He's not going to it. Sarah Beckstrom. So let's get into it because they asked him about it and Trump said, oh, I hadn't thought about it. That's what he said. And then he said he might and he might not go. How disrespectful is that? Okay, how disrespectful is that? Let's go to the footage. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Not only that, this fool says he's about to undo all of Biden's executive orders. Okay, this just came out minutes ago, and I had to get the receipts and all that, whatever. That's one of the reasons I'm late, but just one of them. Okay, y'all know I'm always late because as soon as I get ready to get started, there's always something else. Okay, there's always something else. So let me find this real quick. Hold on. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, here it is. Here it is right here. So sad. And I think it was so disrespectful. I think it was so disrespectful. Because even if he wasn't going, he could have just said something else. Did he have to say, I hadn't even thought about it? How did you not think about it, Trump? That should have been the first thing he thought about doing as soon as he found out that she had died. That young lady could have been home yesterday eating Thanksgiving dinner with her family, friends, and loved ones. Instead, she was fighting for her life, which she lost the battle. Okay? And Trump's talking about what he would or wouldn't do. And then to make it even worse, to add insult to injury, this fool made the moment about himself. Okay? When they asked him if he was going, he started talking about, oh, well, I could go because I really like Virginia. I really won big down there. What? This is what he was talking about. I'm gonna let y'all hear. Yes, he's a whole demon. As a matter of fact, they had a question on X. It was a poll. They said, describe President Trump in one word. I said devil, because that's what he is. He's a whole devil. Okay? But let's go to the footage. It's all sad. All sad.
Stage is always here, but do you plan to attend Sarah's funeral?
I haven't thought about it yet, but it certainly is something I could conceive of. I love West Virginia. I won West Virginia by one of the biggest margins of any president anywhere. And it's, these are great people. I love the people of West Virginia. I love the people of our country. But I haven't given it any thought, but it sounds like something I could do. Yeah. It's very raw. Very raw.
What? Do y'all hear this? Started talking about how much he won Virginia by. Then he doesn't give a damn about anybody other than himself. That is just the fact of it all. But here's the thing. What I also found out is that he was not even invited, supposedly, to Dick Cheney's funeral. He nor Vance. Find that interesting. Wasn't Dick Cheney a Republican? Interesting. Let's go to the footage. He wasn't even invited, y'all.
Karen, we're learning neither President Trump nor Vice President Vance were invited to the funeral. How significant is that? And why weren't they invited?
It's not surprising, Diane. And really, if you look at who is there in the Washington National Cathedral, it's a who's who of the Republican Party before the era of Donald Trump, which is a very different era here in Washington, D.C. To see President George W. Bush sitting there with former President Biden and their spouses, Kamala Harris there as well. It's so significant to think about what this town looked like and how different things were before the Trump administration. And there is no love lost between the Trumps and the Cheneys. Cheney last year said that he was not voting for he was voting for Kamala Harris in the election after declaring that Donald Trump was the most grave threat to democracy this country had ever seen, and he should not be returned to power. That back and forth had all started back after the attack on the Capitol in 2020, and of course when Donald Trump disputed the election results that year. And so this also became very personal when Cheney's daughter Liz Cheney was part of the January 6th investigative committee. And you see that now there today, where she will be speaking and President Trump and Vice President Vance will not be in attendance there.
Not even invited to a member of his own party's funeral. All the high-ranking other Republicans were there, but not him. Not him, okay? They didn't want him there, okay? His services were not needed. All right, please pay attention to that. All being said, you know, Trump has a history of not going to people's funerals when these soldiers, when they die in combat or whatever, just for any reason. He doesn't go to their funerals. And check this out. Wait till you hear this. Trump is low down and dirty. Now listen to this right here. Y'all not going to believe it. Well, you will believe it because we're used to him saying this kind of stuff, but it's just so crazy. Okay, please pay attention.
That is reported.
So let me just tell you.
Story from the Atlantic.
So let me just tell you. Okay, Trump volunteered to pay for the funeral cost for a murdered soldier or for murdered soldiers, then refused because she was Mexican. For a murdered soldier.
We have a bombshell story from the Atlantic that is reporting that Donald Trump volunteered to pay for the funeral costs of a murdered Army private, but then refused to do so after receiving the $60,000 bill, saying to Mark Meadows, his then chief of staff, quote, "It doesn't cost $60,000 to bury an effing Mexican." He ordered Mark Meadows, according to the Atlantic, to quote, "Don't pay it." Later in the day, continued to be enraged, saying, "Can you believe it? Effing people trying to rip me off." In April of 2020, Vanessa Guillen was murdered on Fort Hood, an Army base in America. Guillen was the daughter of Mexican immigrants and grew up in Houston, Texas. Following the murder, Donald Trump invited the family of Guillen to the White House, where he spent 25 minutes with them and volunteered to pay for the cost of their funeral service for their daughter. But according to the family attorney, she sent the bill to the White House for $60,000 following the funeral. She never received any payment from Donald Trump, although she did receive some payment from the Army and other donations to cover the costs. Both Donald Trump and Mark Meadows are denying this ever happened. But according to the Atlantic, the reason why Donald Trump didn't pay the funeral expenses was because Guillen was a Mexican. Everyone needs to see this story, read the story, share this video with your friends and family so they know what happened, and feel free to go read the full story online. Follow along for all the news you need to know about.
Did y'all hear that? But Latinos for Trump, huh? Wow. Trump is a piece of work. I guess we all know. But now let's go to this footage because like I told you all, Trump has a history of not going to fallen soldiers' funerals and things like that. Here's another time where he didn't go and he opted to play golf. Trump had better things to do, clearly. Okay? So he skipped the ceremony, honey, to go play golf. Everybody was there except him. Everybody was there except him. He skipped it so he could play golf. Well, if that's how you feel, Trump, knock yourself out. Clearly. Okay? It's so sad. Anywho, now let's talk about this. Okay? Now, CBS says, and this is from 5 hours ago, strategists representing Democrats and Republicans react to Trump's latest immigration comments. What did he say? Don't ask me because I haven't seen this video yet. I saw it right as I was about to start this live, and I said, let me find out what he said. I'm sure it was egregious, whatever it was.
From, quote, all third world countries following the shooting of 2 National Guard members in D.C. The suspected shooter is an Afghan national who was brought to the United States in September 2021 alongside thousands of other refugees as U.S. troops withdrew from the country. And joining me now are political contributors Terry Sullivan and Joel Payne. Terry was a campaign manager for Marco Rubio in 2016, and Joel, chief communications officer for the progressive policy advocacy group Move On. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Terry, I want to start with you. Our polling taken earlier this month before this attack shows overall 45% of Americans approve of President Trump's handling of immigration so far. So how do you see these recent announcements impacting that?
Look, America is first of all the greatest country in the world, and that's why people want to come here. And we have a big heart, and we allow people to come here, but as guests. And it's not their right. And so I think Americans get very tired of feeling like they're being taken advantage of, or even in this case, tragically abused. So I think that that's where the Americans have support for these strong immigration policies is, look, let's invite people. Let's have, open arms and big hearts, but let's not be dumb about it. And let's not let violent people into the country or people who want to take advantage of America.
Joel, I want to flip it over to you. How should Democrats be responding to this?
Well, a couple things. One, I think it's dangerous to conflate some of these issues here. Obviously, what's at the backdrop of this is the horrible crime that was befell upon those 2 National Guards troops in Washington, D.C., which resulted in the death of one, which is tragic. We're not talking, though, about all people who, originate from outside of this country having those instincts. And I think what has gotten Donald Trump upside down and what's had so many Americans not feeling good about how this conversation is unraveling is this idea, this disposition that people who are not from this country mean harm to us. Yes, there are people who commit crimes who don't originate from this country. There are people who are homegrown. There are people in our families and our communities who commit crimes. We have to be able to have a cogent, level-headed conversation about how to make sure that when people come to this country, they understand the best parts of this country, but they also are not viewed with a jaundiced eye just because of where they originated from. And again, don't take my word for it. Donald Trump, this is a strong issue for him as he entered his presidency. It's an issue as he leaves the first year of his presidency that he's upside down on. And I think it's because that conversation has gotten way out of whack for the American people, and they do not agree. They may agree with Donald Trump's determination to address immigration. They don't agree with the treatment that he's applying to it.
Another big issue, obviously, for so many people out there is the economy. Terry, I want to switch it back over to you. Our polling shows that 60% of Americans think President Trump makes the situation sound better than it really is. So how significant of an issue do you see that disconnect?
Look, the economy is one of those things where you can look at what the stock market's doing, and you can look at all these outside barometers, but it's how it feels to you. And so when voters say, hey, the economy is tough for me at my kitchen table with my family, and when I go to the grocery store, Republicans need to listen to that. Democrats didn't with Joe Biden, and Joe Biden spent several years saying, oh, the inflation is transitory, it's not a big deal, and it in part cost him the election. And so Republicans need to be careful to not fall into that same trap, regardless of how the stock market is doing, how good the economy is doing. If the sentiment of American people is that at their kitchen table, it doesn't feel good, then it matters. It matters a lot. And that's what Republicans need to be. And specifically, President Trump needs to be careful of to feel their pain, as Bill Clinton put it.
Yeah. So how do you see that playing out when it comes to support of the overall economy, when so many Americans are really struggling to put food on the table, and then they hear the president saying that the economy is better than it's ever been?
Yeah, it's tough, though. I mean, look, sometimes it's less about the facts and more about how people feel. And that's why I think there's a careful way to nuance that, where you can tout the accomplishments, tout the facts that are on your side, but also say, but I understand that it's hitting people in the pocketbooks. I know what it is. It's going to take us a while to get out of this mess that, frankly, the Biden administration got us into with this record high inflation.
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. He's trying to blame it on Biden. Please sit down somewhere, sir. This is all due to Trump and those nefarious tariffs. Okay, the trade war that he started, sir. Please stop trying to blame everything on Biden. Okay, now that all being said, where do y'all get a load of this? Okay, so like I was telling you all, Trump claims that he's going to be removing all of Biden's executive orders. I mean, I'm not surprised at all. Trump, to void all documents allegedly signed by Biden via auto pen, threatens perjury charge. Okay? He threatens a perjury charge if Biden claims involvement in the auto pen process. Do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? Former Deputy AG warned strange things were afoot during Biden's presidency amid auto pen controversy. So, President Donald Trump announced on Friday that he's terminating all documents allegedly signed by former President Joe Biden, now with the use of auto pen. In a Truth Social post, Trump claimed that 92% of documents signed during Biden's presidency were done so with the device, saying the auto pen is not allowed to be used if approval is not specifically given by the President of the United States. The radical left lunatics circling Biden around a beautiful, resolute desk in the Oval Office took the presidency away from him. That's what Trump said. He said they took the presidency away from him. Okay, Trump said he'll be canceling all executive orders effective immediately and anything else that was not directly signed by crooked Joe Biden, because the people who operated the auto pen did so illegally. Honey is digging deep. Now, the auto pen device, which holds a real pen and signs paper using a handwriting template, automatically produces or reproduces a person's signature with high accuracy. Now, the U.S. government has used auto pens since the Truman administration, mind you, and the Department of Justice's Office of Legal Counsel previously confirmed one of the devices or use of the device is legal for presidential signatures or on legislation and executive acts, so long as it's authorized by the president. And I'm sure Biden authorized all of these transactions, okay? Everything that was signed. However, Trump claimed Biden did not approve the signatures and threatened to charge him with perjury if he says he was involved in the auto pen process. So damned if he is and damned if he doesn't. Because if Biden says that he did give permission, then Trump's going to hit him with a perjury charge. But if he says he didn't, Trump's going to get rid of it all anyway. Because it was illegal, he said. Y'all hear this? This man is the devil. I'm serious. I'm serious right now. I want y'all to pay attention. I really think that Trump is actually the equivalent of Satan. Okay? During Biden's presidency, he signed 162 executive orders, in addition to hundreds of memorandums, proclamations, and notices. Trump's about to undo every damn thing. Didn't I tell you that he's about to dismantle this country? That's what he's been doing. Okay, y'all gonna learn to listen. Now, though Trump signed an executive order in January rescinding nearly 80 Biden-era executive orders, some of those appear to remain in full force and may now be subject to cancellation. These include Executive Order 14087, which lowers prescription drug costs in the United States, Executive Order 14096, which centers around environmental justice, and Executive Order 14110, which cracks down on the development and use of artificial intelligence. Okay? This is what, honey, this man is crazy. This man is crazy. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. So what do y'all make of all this? And here's the thing. DeCarlo said, no, he didn't. And that's my opinion. His dementia was apparent. You mean Biden's dementia? Well, here's the thing. So is Trump's. So is Trump's. Trump's dementia is apparent. And here's the whole thing. So when Trump's dementia gets worse, and it will, who's going to be signing executive orders to do anything for him? Okay. And they're talking about a third term. He's not even going to last this term. Okay. He's going to have health issues. He's already got them. They're going to get worse. Okay. So with that all being said, bottom line is, even if they were signed with an auto pen by someone else in Biden's administration at the end of the day, and if Biden has dementia, and that's the reason, because they haven't come out and said Biden has dementia. They have, however, come out and said that Trump does. Okay, that's what we know. They said Biden has cancer. So with that all being said, if somebody signed it for Biden, then I'm sorry, what would they expect him to do? If the president is in office and gets dementia, what happens then? How do we know Kamala isn't the one who signed it? She was the vice president. So if the president is incapacitated for whatever reason and cannot perform their duties, the vice president steps in. Okay, that's how that works. The vice president steps in. Okay. Andrea said the Trumpster's definitely a sick dog. Okay, anyway, let me continue, honey. In other news, aside from him trying to remove the orders, they say that Trump used the R word, a slur. Now, I'm not sure what this is because I haven't read this yet because I just pulled this up right before. It says Trump used slur in Thanksgiving post. What did he say? Well, President Donald Trump posted a series of anti-immigration messages on social media on Thanksgiving. One of them contained a slur. Says a very happy Thanksgiving salutation to all of our great American citizens and patriots who have been so nice in allowing our country to be divided, disrupted, carved up, murdered, beaten, mugged, and laughed at, along with certain other foolish countries throughout the world for being politically correct and just plain stupid when it comes to immigration. Okay, one of Trump's November 27th Truth Social post. Now, what's interesting about that whole thing is I'm not sure what slur they're saying he used, but I'll keep reading. But what I find interesting is that happy Thanksgiving and salutation to all of our great American citizens and patriots who have been so nice in allowing our country to be divided, disrupted, carved up, murdered, all this stuff he's saying. This is what he's done. This is what he's doing. He's the culprit. He's done every last one of those things. And when he says just plain stupid in all caps, that's exactly what he is. It later mentioned Minnesota and called the governor the R word. The term was once used medically to describe people with mental disabilities for over time. Oh, okay, I know what he called him. The word that ends with tarded. Okay, with tarded. Yeah, that's what he must have called him. So anyway, goes on to say, but over time it was used as a bullying phrase. In recent decades, advocates have campaigned to end the use of the word, and it was becoming seemingly unacceptable to use. Oh, but Trump can say it, can he not? But over the last year or so, it's made a resurgence, appearing unapologetically in places like Joe Rogan's podcast, Elon Musk's social media posts, and now the president's statements. They say the post suggests that President Trump used the R word to mock Governor Walz. If it's true, or if that's true, this word has a long, painful, and humiliating history, and it reinforces unfair and wrong stereotypes that people with intellectual disabilities are incompetent or worse. This is what Dr. Timothy Shriver, Special Olympics chairman, said in a statement to USA Today, saying words matter. It's never okay to use the R word. Trump, you low down, dirty, no good. Here it is right here. I'm sitting here looking right at it. I'm going to go to this. I'm going to share this on the screen. Okay, I'm going to share this on the screen. Like, so everyone, please like and share. Why is my camera off? Did I cut my camera off again? I didn't mean to. Okay, so here's what it says. I'm going to read the whole thing because it didn't post it all. Okay, after he said stupid when it comes to immigration, goes on to say the official United States foreign population stands at 53 million people, and that's according to the census. Okay, most of which are on welfare from failed nations or from prisons, mental institutions, gangs, or rogue cartels. They and their children are supported through massive payments from patriotic American citizens who, because of their beautiful hearts, do not want to openly complain or cause trouble in any way, shape, or form. They put up with what has happened to our country, but it's eating them alive to do so. A migrant earning $30,000 with a green card will get roughly $50,000 in yearly benefits for their family. The real migrant population is much higher. This refugee burden is the leading cause of social dysfunction in America, something that did not exist after World War II. Okay, failed schools, high crime, urban decay, overcrowded hospitals, housing shortages, and large deficits, etc. As an example, hundreds of thousands of refugees from Somalia are completely taking over the once great state of Minnesota. Somalian gangs are roving the streets looking for prey as our wonderful people stay locked in their apartments and houses, hoping against hope that they will be left alone. Isn't that something? The seriously retarded governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, does nothing, either through fear, incompetence, or both, while the worst congresswoman or congressman in our country, Ilhan Omar, always wrapped in her swaddling hijab, and who probably came into the USA illegally, is that in that you are not allowed to marry your brother. What? Does nothing but hatefully complain about our country, its constitution, and how badly she is treated when her place of origin is a decadent, backward, and crime-ridden nation, which is essentially not even a country for lack of government, military, police, schools, etc. That's saying a whole lot. Y'all hear that? I mean, he really is going in, is he not? I find it all so interesting, honey. I find it all so interesting. But that's you all's president, like I said. And so here's another post. Let me see if I want to read this one. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Okay, so says even as we progress technologically, immigration policy has eroded those gains and living conditions for many. I will permanently pause migration from all third world countries to allow the U.S. system to fully recover, terminate all of the millions of Biden illegal admissions, including those signed by Sleepy Joe Biden's auto pen, and remove anyone who is not a net asset to the United States or is incapable of loving our country, end all federal benefits and subsidies to non-citizens of our country, denaturalize migrants who undermine domestic tranquility, and deport any foreign national who is a public charge, security risk, or non-compatible with Western civilization. These goals will be pursued with the aim of achieving a major reduction in illegal and disruptive populations, including those admitted through an unauthorized and illegal auto pen approval process. Only reverse migration can fully cure this situation. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving to all, except those that hate, steal, murder, and destroy everything that America stands for. You won't be here long. Y'all hear it? Okay, that's what he said. Now, with that all being said, Waltz's office did not immediately respond to USA Today for their request for comments, but he shared a screenshot of Trump's post on X with the caption, "Release those MRI results." Yeah, do that. So we can see what's really going on with that brain of yours. It's getting eaten away slowly but surely with frontal temporal dementia, allegedly. Okay. So anyway, he says Trump had an MRI during his October 10th visit to the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center, but described it as perfect. The White House did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Yeah, he did say it was perfect, but the doctor didn't say it was perfect, did he? Make it all make sense, Trump. Honey, this is all sad at the end of the day. Okay? Hold on. There's breaking news. Trump is said to have spoken with Venezuela's leader amid U.S. military threats. Okay, I've got too much going on right now. I'll have to talk about that tomorrow, sadly but truly. Okay, I'm not going to have time to get into that. Okay, with that all being said, let's talk about Karoline Leavitt. Because y'all remember I told y'all that Karoline Leavitt's nephew's mother, which is likely her brother's wife, girlfriend, baby mom, whatever, that lady got snatched up by ICE. Well, now they're saying that Karoline Leavitt was probably in on it, okay, because her brother hasn't had anything to do with the woman. They must have had some kind of falling out, I'm assuming. But also, he has sole custody of the child, okay? Are they trying to get rid of her for custody reasons so she can't have anything to do with the child? Who knows? But let's get into it because Tizzy did a whole video about it.
Well, if you missed it, criminal illegal alien mother of White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt's nephew nabbed by ICE. I saw this headline, and my first thought was, wow, it's going to be a little awkward at the Thanksgiving dinner table this year. Now, you may see this and think, oh, finally, someone with this administration is going to have to experience what so many families across the country are experiencing. leading into the holidays, where their loved ones have been taken away and it's awkward and people are sad and don't want to celebrate things. Only that doesn't seem to be the case here, because there were little things right away that made me go, oh, I don't think that's what this is. The woman in question, she was with Karoline's brother, and they have a child together. And he was, of course, reached out to for comment about this. And his response was, the only concern has always been the safety, well-being, and privacy of my son. I was like, oh, you don't seem to care that his mother got locked up? Turns out he has sole custody of his son. And it sounds like she hasn't been involved or has been kept away in some way. And then there's more than a few people online who were implying that Karoline Leavitt had something to do with her getting picked up. I'm not saying that. I've seen nothing to support that. But she was picked up, and she is facing deportation. And it doesn't sound like Karoline Leavitt is going to intervene in any way. Yeah, all Karoline's reps had to say was the women haven't spoken in many years. I'll say this. Regardless of how involved she is or isn't in her son's life, if she is deported, that little boy will one day be a man. And he's going to be looking into all the reasons that his mother perhaps wasn't there and what was the deal with his mother. If he makes connections to Karoline, probably not going to be his favorite aunt. I don't think you really care about anything outside the scope of your own little purview of what you see in the moment based on how you conduct yourself all the time. Always. But those chickens, they come home to roost.
They sure do. They absolutely do. Okay, so that's what it sounds like is going on. I think that's exactly what happened. That's what makes sense. Because if that were not the case, clearly Karoline Leavitt likely could have talked to Trump and gotten it all cleared up. Okay? Because we know she's loyal to Trump. And that's one thing that he absolutely loves, loyalty. All right. Everybody blindly doing whatever the hell he says, not asking questions. That's how that goes. Now, with that being said, let's get into what's going on with my nephew, Shedeur Sanders. Because, honey, let me tell y'all something. Okay? Let me tell y'all something. For the men that watch football, do you all like Jaxson Dart? Once in the chat for the fellas who watch football, if you like Jaxson Dart. I think he's a good player. But what I notice is that Jaxson Dart gets favor for things that he does that are the same things that Shedeur does. Okay? Even something that Shiloh did, and Shiloh got kicked out of the league for. They didn't get so mad. And matter of fact, as a matter of fact, they joked about it. I mean, Jaxson did get put out of the game, but they literally joked about what he did like it was just funny. I find it interesting, that's all I'm saying. Okay, the racism in the NFL is rampant, in my opinion. Okay? Yes, Jaxson is on the Giants Ramses. Yes. I didn't ask you what team he was on because clearly I know that. But I want to know if you think he's a good player. Okay? That's what I asked. Do y'all think he's a good player? Okay, Roddy says, no, I don't like nor care for Jaxson Dart. D Major says, I'm sure some ladies watch football too, Queen. Yeah, but I didn't ask the ladies, did I? I asked the men. Okay, can y'all please tell me what y'all think? All right. And of course, the ladies watch the football too, some of them. I'm one of them. Okay, now that all being said, here's what I noticed. Let's get into it. Okay, let's get into it. And here's the reason I asked the fellas. Because some ladies watch football, but most ladies don't know a darn thing about it. They just know they like it. Okay, they watch it with their husbands, boyfriends, or whatever. Some of them watch it because they may know a little bit about the game, but most women don't know about football. That's just my opinion. So I asked you all, and also they don't know all of the players and things like that, and the positions and all of that. That's why I asked you guys, okay? Now, I bet you they all know Shedeur Sanders, though. Okay, with that all being said, but what I was telling you guys is I found it interesting that Jaxson Dart gets praised for the same thing that Shedeur gets dragged for. So let's talk about that. Here it is right here. Now, do you all remember? I showed you all this yesterday or the day before. Now, this is Shedeur, right? Doing perfect timing. Well, no, he's not doing perfect timing. Hold on. Or is he? He's doing his little move. Hold on. I think it is perfect timing, but nonetheless, Jaxson Dart did the same thing. Okay, and we're going to go to that in a minute. All right. So he just did perfect timing. Okay, where he holds his wrist up and all that. Right? They made such a big deal about that. Said he was bragging and trying to show off his watch and all this so crazy stuff or whatnot. But you know who else does that is Jaxson Dart. And I'm pretty sure that Jaxson Dart copied that. No doubt about it in my mind. And he clearly copied that from Shedeur. Okay? Because we all know that's what Shedeur does. All right. So let's go to the footage. Let's go to the footage. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance.
Dart, he can run. Can he ever? He can run all the way to the end zone. Touchdown. Dart, he can run. Can he ever? He can run all the way to the end zone. Touchdown.
Y'all see that? Y'all saw that, right? Doing the same damn thing that Shedeur does. First of all, these people always have to copy us. Okay, please pay attention to that. Okay? But the bottom line is, not only will they copy us and they'll get credit for it or they'll get praise for it while we get shunned. Okay, I want y'all to pay attention. Right, it says, can a black man have his own style without all the copying? Seems very colonizer-like. It is. That's exactly what it is. Okay? And that is so annoying. I wish they would stop copying too. You can't think of something to do your own damn self. And also, there's another player that Jaxson Dart copied. There's another player, but he did it like he was paying homage to him because the guy was sick or something like that, and he didn't play for the game. And I can't remember his name. But anyway, he does this dance. And so Jaxson Dart and some other player were doing the same thing. And I'm like, y'all don't sit down some damn where. Okay, y'all just trying to use that as an excuse to snatch or copy what that man was doing, just in my opinion. Okay, just in my opinion, but also, hold on. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, is this the one? Hold on. Okay, so I think this is the right clip. I'm about to show you all where Jaxson Dart like mushed somebody's helmet or whatever. Remember when Shiloh got kicked out of the game and then they cut him from the team?
Took off running and smacked the defender in the helmet on a stiff arm attempt. He actually had to leave the game for one play, but ended up being okay. When asked if he should take it a bit more easy as the quarterback, he had a hilarious response.
Maybe that's not the smartest with my thrown hand. No, I didn't really like the way he was looking at me, so.
Jaxson Dart.
Y'all see that? Y'all see that, right? He made a joke about it and said he really didn't like the way the guy looked at it. Interesting. Okay. I just want y'all to pay attention to that. Like, I don't understand why these black players don't try to get their own league or something, honey, because I could not. I don't give a damn how much money they're paying. I just couldn't do it. Okay, so anyway, that all being said, there was also a moment where Stephen A. Smith got very upset. I'm going to go to this clip first because I got to look for Stephen. But Stephen A. Smith got very upset because some racist devil, and that's clearly what he was, called into his show and was trying to talk trash about Shedeur. Okay, and try to tell Stephen A. Smith what to talk about, basically. He wasn't having it. Now, this guy right here, okay, I thought what he said was interesting.
That Shedeur Sanders is the best quarterback in college football. If I was an NFL GM and I had a pick to where I needed a quarterback, he'd be the first quarterback taken in this year's draft.
I admire Shedeur from the standpoint that he's playing the position the way it's always been intended to play. You know, rhythm, timing, footwork, all matching up. And then you put on top of that the ability to to extend plays looking to throw. He's not a runner first, but he is capable. But extending plays and keeping his eyes downfield is pretty impressive.
But him taking hits as he's getting the ball out, and just like it's a, that's a whole NFL thing right there. And so I have a lot of respect, and he's going to take our best. I have a lot of respect for him. I think the energy and notoriety and the juice that he's brought to that program, I think he's doing a great job.
And,
I have a lot of respect for him.
And beware, because this guy's going to play in this league.
I think that
tell you all like this. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, all of these teams that passed on Shedeur, they're going to be looking real stupid. They're going to rue the day they didn't choose him. That's for number one. But also, I do believe that right about now, I'm pretty sure Kevin Stefanski is trying to figure out how he can get Dylan Gabriel back in the game. Because if you won't think for 1 minute that it was his decision to put Shedeur as the starter against the 49ers, think again, because I guarantee you it wasn't. You saw how Andrew Berry hugged Shedeur after the game. Yeah, he was proud of him because that's who picked Shedeur. Wasn't Stefanski. And I'll tell you what, Stefanski picked Dylan Gabriel, and Dylan Gabriel's not doing what he's supposed to do. He's not giving what he's supposed to give. And Stefanski's job is likely on the line because he made a bad call. And now what he's doing, in my opinion, is trying to hold Shedeur back so he can try to elevate Dylan Gabriel, giving Dylan Gabriel all of those reps. And then when they asked him a couple of weeks ago, a reporter asked him something about, so are you going to make Shedeur the number 2 the backup quarterback? And this was after they traded Flacco. And then instead of him saying yes, he was like, well, this is one thing I noticed that he does a lot when he's questioned about Shedeur. He never can give a direct answer. He always has to beat around the darn bush. He was like, well, Flacco losing him, that was just out of nowhere. We got the call and we were so shocked and weren't really expecting it. And, and then with all the players, we just try to do what's best for the players. And, of course, for the team. So, I'm going to just, evaluate everything and then I'll decide. Show hating and race itself down somewhere. I'm not even going to say he's racist because he deals with black players all the time, but he's just a hater. That's what he is. Okay, that's definitely what he is at the end of the day, but he just gets on my nerves. Okay, so anyway, that all being said, let's go to Stephen A. Smith of what he had to say, because I promise you, he wants to get Shedeur out of there so bad, baby, but it ain't going to happen. Because you know why? Because Andrew Berry, okay, and the rest of them, they're all going to be on him because I guarantee you that's who told him. I bet they came down on him. Okay, the owners, and then the GM. I bet they all came down on him and said, look, Shedeur is starting, okay, against the 49ers. And that's just what it is. And that's what they better be telling him. Because if you ask me, Stefanski needs to be investigated for gambling or for shaving the numbers. Okay, because what in the world was that Jerry Jeudy did? Okay, I have several questions. And I think if he was doing something like that, gambling or doing some little side deals or whatever, I think somebody put him up to it. Okay, was it Kevin Stefanski? And at the end of the day, another thing is this. Maybe it's not about gambling. I wonder if Stefanski may have just, you know what? I'm not even going to say that. I don't want to accuse that man of stuff that I don't even know because I'm just speculating too much. I don't want to do all that. But at the end of the day, I know he doesn't like Shedeur. Okay. And they're trying to say now, because I showed you all the video yesterday where the reporter asked Shedeur, trying to be messy as hell, if he felt like Stefanski was sabotaging him. And so now they're using the fact that Shedeur basically said he treats him like a coach. We work together, da, da, da. So now they posted a story talking about Shedeur basically dismissed that or whatever, as if to say Shedeur saying that's not what's happening. Well, of course, Shedeur can't say that's what's happening because that's his coach and he's on their team. Why would he say that? That's just more problems for him. But guess who can say it? I can, and y'all can, because we all know that's what it is. Please miss me with it.
For Shedeur Sanders, who cares? I mean, at the end of the day, who cares?
Let me get this out of the way. Hold on, let me get this out of the way before you continue. Number one, the show that you called into cares. I care. Number two, there's a bevy of people that I've spoken to throughout NFL circles and beyond who also care. We do care because you want to, because you don't like how everything went down and you want to find out whether the dude can play or not.
Understand, but there's a lot of guys I want to see how they can play, but why?
Who? Like who? No, you brought it up. Who you want? Who haven't you seen play, Sean, that you salivate? Because we all know there's a whole bunch. By the way, Call into the Cleveland radio stations. There's a whole bunch of people that want to see Shedeur Sanders play because they want to find out. They don't know if he's arrived or not. They want to find out. They want to see what all the brouhaha is about. They want to find out whether there's any legitimacy or illegitimacy to the arguments that have been made before or for or against them. Okay? You say there's a whole bunch of quarterbacks you want to see other than him. Who?
Just finish. There were so many good sports stories yesterday and this weekend in college football, pro football, and we're going to talk about Shedeur Sanders.
Hold on, wait a minute. Sean, you don't get to call up in this show and ignore my question. You said, we didn't say there weren't other stories. The Philadelphia Eagles versus the Dallas Cowboys is a great story. The Rams being arguably the best team in football is a great story. Tampa Bay with their injury-prone selves are nosediving as we speak. They've lost 3 in a row. The Baltimore Ravens have resurrected themselves and have taken the lead in the AFC North. The New England Patriots may very well be the best team in the AFC. Patrick Mahomes has shown you he's coming. The Colts have shown you with Daniel Jones, they may not be what we thought they were. That's 7 storylines right there. Fine. What I said was Shedeur Sanders too. Now I ask you, you said there's plenty of quarterbacks that people want to see that we haven't seen. Who are they? For the 3rd time, I'm asking you that question. The 3rd time. Yeah, you hung your ass up. You see what happens when people call up here and they can't answer questions that I'm asking? See what happens, ladies and gentlemen? I don't play that. You don't get to call up here and tell me what the hell to talk about. I decide what the hell I want to talk about. And I always pay attention to what the audience wants too. So Sean may not want that, but everybody else does. And I'm not only talking about Shedeur Sanders. That's one story. I just gave him 7 others. But when he opened his mouth, put his foot in his mouth. See, in other words, your mouth deposited checks your ass can't cash.
I don't understand.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that's just a racist hater. Okay, that's all that was. I don't understand this. He said, I don't understand what all the attention is for Shedeur Sanders. Who cares? I mean, who cares? Dude, if you don't care, just tune out to his damn show. Okay. In fact, tune out to everybody's show for the next couple of weeks because that's what everybody's talking about when it comes to sports, sir. Sorry, you're racist and a hater. End of the day. You know, these people who don't look like us that are racist, they really have it in for Shedeur. And I don't understand why. Whatever did he do to them? Does anyone have a clue? Except exist. So ridiculous. Okay, so ridiculous. But like I said, they complain about what Shedeur does, say he's arrogant, too cocky, too this, too that, needs to be humbled. But, okay, Jaxson Dart does it and it's all applause. They don't even get mad when he mushes somebody in the game. Okay, they laugh like it's a joke. When he says, oh, I didn't like the way he was looking at me. Interesting. Okay, interesting. But with that all being said, I mean, of course, in my opinion, that's not Jaxson Dart's fault that they receive him that way because he looks like them. Okay, that's not his fault. But what he needs to start doing or stop doing, in my opinion, is stealing other people's, stuff that other people do. It is so annoying when people copy you. They say imitation is the best form of flattery. To me, it is absolutely not. And you know who made up that phrase, that saying? Yeah, somebody who copies everybody else. That's who made that up. To try to make you feel like, yeah, I'm doing you a favor by copying everything you do and trying to take the credit. Okay? Fake Nancy Drew. Okay? Yeah, exactly. Now, with that all being said, let's continue because there was a suburban football player who quit playing football, sadly, just because of the racism in Aurora, Colorado. Let's get into it. This is absolutely egregious. I wouldn't quit anything because of a racist.
Let's go, Deuce. A touchdown that made his dad cheer. A moment that felt like a beginning. Money! He's 18 now, but Brooke Williams has worked for a shot at college ball since he was 5. The Plainfield native chose Aurora University, 30 minutes from home, for the field and the feel.
I went on a visit, I think in like December, and I just really like the culture, and I just like the facilities and the campus, really.
Weeks into his first semester, he says that feeling changed and the locker room turned hostile.
At first, they had made some N-word comments, and I was just like shocked and like appalled by it. And then after that, shortly, he said, another guy said, why are you sleeping here? Don't you guys sleep in trees?
And he was the only black player in that room. He says the George Floyd reference followed, and all he could see was the scene the world can't unsee. Floyd dying under an officer's knee, and fear set in.
You're 6'3" saying this to a 5'7", that's intimidating.
As a mother, I was devastated, to say the least. Our whole family has been affected by this.
Brooks' mom, Aisha, says reporting it felt like a second fight. She pushed for a formal investigation.
I didn't give up. I was relentless. Emailed the president, the vice president, everybody. Every single day, they would give me no answers. Next day, I'm emailing again, calling to the school, emailing, even the coach. I emailed him as well. And so finally, the vice president scheduled a meeting with us, and we went and sat down with her and the coach, my husband and my son.
The school's investigation found 2 players created a hostile environment based on race. Brooks says they kept playing while that investigation was going on. Their initial punishment, suspended from the team and put on disciplinary probation. But after lawyers got involved in an appeal, that changed. They take racial sensitivity training and be back on the field next January. Aisha says a meeting with the coach made it worse. That coach, former NFL player Don Beebe, a Super Bowl winner with the Packers, told them he knew the families of the players accused.
The words that he spoke in front of us and the vice president, I used to be in the NFL. I had black friends. Me and my black friends told racist jokes. He said, I want to forgive the kids like Jesus forgave David for being a murderer.
Brooke never got an apology, not from the players, not from the coach. She says the coach stopped speaking to him in film sessions, even skipped his plays on screen. That, he says, was the moment he knew he couldn't stay.
When we went to get my shoulder pads and my girdle and everything in there, a bunch of stuff was missing. My pads was missing. The only thing that was really left was my cleats and my girdle. A bunch of my gloves, my mouthpieces, my towels, they're all gone.
2 weeks later, a friend texted him these photos. Everything was back in his locker. By then, Brooke had already decided to leave, losing his $60,000 scholarship and his peace of mind.
Honestly, it was hurtful because I've been working so hard. I saved a bunch of money to go to school, and now I'm stuck working again. I can't go back to school until January, and I don't know where I want to go.
The university sent us a statement. It says it takes reports seriously, and federal law limits what it can share. It says every report is reviewed and action follows if there's a violation. The Williams family read it themselves.
The report is carefully reviewed, lies, appropriate, whenever policy. Yeah. He doesn't feel valued or supported.
Brooklyn says the process left him with one question.
Really, it's just like, am I enough? Like, what did I do to deserve this?
It's a question past students of color have had. A 1987 Chicago Tribune article describes similar racial tensions at Aurora University, from KKK graffiti to fear in dorms. 4 decades later and across the country, race-based harassment reports on campuses remain among the top categories of civil rights complaints. The FBI tracked more than 11,000 hate crimes in 2024, most tied to race. The Williams family says it's shocking, but they're not shocked.
Several of his teammates have vocalized that they're scared to say anything. Caucasian students, by the way. And that's why they didn't speak up for him when he was being antagonized and harassed that night. So I'm not surprised. What we allow will continue, so.
For other families, this is about more than one team or one university. Experts say, ask colleges how they handle discrimination, what training teams receive, and how the school ensures safety after a report. All things Brooks' dad, Jerry, wondered. He stayed quiet, a silent support close by, until he couldn't anymore.
If you could speak directly to Aurora's president and board, what would you say?
Listen to this young black man. I'm not here to tell you how far to go as far as pushing or disciplining these kids, but it has to be more than just a suspension to the end of this football season or January. Now, you got these kids that went through this situation. They appealed it.
You pay thousands in rent each year and
Okay, that's the just a darn shame. I really hope they sue. I would, because first of all, he needs to recoup that $60,000 that he lost for his scholarship. Okay? He needs to be able to recoup that. Low down, dirty devils. This is all so sad. And then the coach getting mad at him. Yeah, because now his team is not gonna be able to play. Okay. At the end of the day, you can always tell when the coach is in on stuff like that, when there's numerous people on the team doing certain things, and the coach knows about these things. Okay, trust me, because they talk to him. These players do. They talk to the coaches and they laugh with them and all of that stuff. The coach probably laughs and thinks it's funny. Talk about he wants to forgive them like Jesus forgave David for murder. Okay, yeah, you're not Jesus, and those students, they're definitely not David. Miss me with it. Okay. That's how that goes. But now let's talk about Kenneka Jenkins' mom. This lady posted something. This audio, it just sounds crazy. Hold on, let me go to it. This is all a hot mess. Now, before I play this, let me ask you all this. Because I played some videos. And you all know sometimes I be forgetting exactly what I showed you all. Did I happen to show you all the video once in the chat? If I did, so I don't play it again. But did I show you all the video where Jedediah Brown, the activist, was asking Teresa Martin, Kenneka's mother, he was asking her who's going to be mad at her? Because she was saying, I can't do that. They're going to be mad at me. And he was like, who's going to be mad at you? But she wouldn't tell him who. Did I show you all that video already? Once if yes, choose if no. Once if yes, choose if no. Okay, let me know because I don't want to show it again if I already showed it. Okay, Reggie says no. Okay, Songwriter Sunny says yes. Everybody else is saying no, Songwriter Sunny. Nessa G says yes. Well, clearly some of y'all didn't see it, so I'll play it again regardless. Okay, now let's continue. Thank you, beloveds. Thank you for your answers.
Kenneka Jenkins' mama, she must know she going to glory. Watch this, y'all. She was on live this morning, early this morning. Look at this.
God renewed in me a new heart. Things that used to matter. See, when it first happened, y'all cut me off guard. Now I got my armor, and God fixed my armor. So I'm ready. And y'all know y'all listening, and y'all hear me. I'm ready. Come on, bring it, bitch.
When I say Kenneka not letting her sleep, she already know that some bad is going to come out of this with her speaking, because baby, you done took your portion, and them people don't play like that. When it's blood on that money, you can't come back from that. And she must know that some gonna go wrong, because she been turning up over there on that other app. And this is just crazy. Like, yeah, y'all gotta watch it. This is crazy. And Kenneka is hunting that woman, and she know that she just know that was not good, that she took that money, and now she finna probably lose her life.
Y'all hear that? What the hell is going on? What was she even talking about? Okay, all nefarious. But let's continue. Like, sub, everyone, please like and share. Okay, here's the one where she was telling Jedediah that somebody's gonna be mad at her, but never would say who. Okay, hold on.
So I want you guys to listen to this community activist, Jedediah Brown. Listen to him speak in regards to Kenneka Jenkins' case and Teresa Martin Jenkins, what she has to say.
And if I lose my life or I go to jail, I'm okay with it. That's how much I believe in this corny ass shit. We was about to move the mountain. And as we began to walk, Teresa said out of her mouth to me, because I will never forget her, peoples are going to get hurt. I know what happened with my baby. And if I let you do this, they going to be mad at me. And I looked at her and I said, you know what happened to your baby? Why didn't you tell me?
What?
I said, Teresa, stay back, fall back. And then she had people who were standing with her, and I went up to that line, and that video clip that I just showed you is the moment I started cussing out the police. But my mind was still trying to process what the woman just said. So I'm cussing them out, but I wasn't going to now try to fight the line because she said turn around. But I'm like, this is what we needed. This the moment. And they cannot do nothing to us because this is under the Constitution. We can walk down here, and we got the manpower.
Yes.
I went back to Teresa Martin, going down memory lane, and I said to her, I said, Teresa, who is the they gonna be mad at you?
The they.
And why do you care?
Right?
We want them mad.
Exactly.
And she looked at me, and it was a look at her face like, I gotta figure this out. I gotta stop you. And I looked at her, and I was like, it's okay, don't be afraid. She was like, we just need to go back. We just need to go back. I want peace.
Listen, I'm not here to pick sides. I'm here to show y'all receipts.
That was when she stopped the march, the protest. Talking about we just need to go back. I want peace. Now, I want you all to pay attention. You know that those people told her to do that. At the end of the day, they always tell Black people, you know, when there's a protest coming, they always try to find some Black person that's related to the victim or whatever to come out and say that they want peace, no protesting. Do you remember when George Floyd's white girlfriend came out, his fiance came out and said that? Well, this is not what George would want. Do you also remember the guy named Jacob Blake? I think that was his name. That got stabbed like 7 times in the back by the cop in front of his children, no less. And then he laid up in the hospital. I think he's going to be paralyzed for life. He's laid up in the hospital asking us not to protest. Yeah. Asking people not to protest. That's how they get them, because they know you're going to sue. They know they're going to have to pay a settlement. So they attach that to it. Okay. That's what they've been doing. They attach that to it so you don't have a protest. So nobody's speaking up for you or your family member or whomever. Okay. Absolutely egregious. As far as I'm concerned. Oh, so crazy. Now, with that all being said, and I told you all, I couldn't find that video. I don't know what I did with it. Where Jedediah in 2016 was at a Trump rally and they threw him out of there because he was going off. But this is him going to Governor Pritzker's home. And the final tear-drenching moment of Jedediah arriving at Governor Pritzker's home. Now, why am I showing you this? Well, I'm showing you this because Jedediah is an activist and he's been doing this for a while, but there's some people who are calling him a fraud, saying that he's a clout chaser, that he's an opportunist. And they're saying these things because they've been listening to Teresa Martin, okay, in my opinion. All right. So with that all being said, this man to me seems to be legit. I don't see anything fake or fraud about him. Somebody out here who's working and trying to make things, you know, happen for these people who've lost their kids or their loved ones or their people are missing in their family. He covers all of that. And I find it interesting that people are trying to criticize him, and the same people that are doing so probably don't do a darn thing for the Black community. Okay? I'll guarantee you that.
If my child was killed, I'd be here. I was sexually assaulted, I'd be here. If my taxes were stolen, I would be here. If my land had been taken from me, I'd be here. If I've been disrespected, I would be here. If I called for help and it showed up, no matter how it showed up, I would be here. Come on, dog.
We are out here for you. We are moving towards the government for the city of Dalton.
I can't stop. I can't stop. We got help. When you get help, you don't stop. When you get help, you don't stop. You do not worry about distractions or nobody's narrative. When you get help, you push. You power through it. Say police is here. This is it. This is the hybrid top.
But we made it, you guys. Shout out to Jedediah Brown. Shout out to Beth. Shout out to Bay Solo. Jedediah still. They're going to have to soak him in Epsom salt. Jedediah, hold up.
Okay, Jedediah almost passed out because they walked a long way. Okay, they walked a long way. And these people out here talking trash about that man need to sit down somewhere because what are y'all doing? I have serious questions.
Dalton residents just arrived at Governor Pritzker's home in Chicago. They started the walk from Dalton to Chicago after last night's meeting, calling for action against Mayor Henyard.
The governor can't keep kicking the can down the road. He said that he was going to support Lori Lightfoot's investigation. Her investigation alleged malfeasance. While they're posturing on national issues against Trump, are they going to do anything about local issues that's under their rule?
Governor Pritzker has previously said that he backs both the federal investigation and Lori Lightfoot's investigation into Mayor Henyard.
Okay, so that man's serious about his activism work as far as I'm concerned. All right. Now, that all being said, and also someone did something, someone like rammed into his Yukon the other day after he got into it with Teresa. Okay, somebody rammed into his Yukon. The police showed up at his house. Everybody was there except him. I showed you all that video. I know I showed you all that days ago. Okay, and then the police were harassing him in the car. I showed you all that as well. So I'm just saying, only legit activists are the ones that are harassed by the police. These people that are out here faking fraud, okay, just collecting money and all of that stuff, all right, just keeping the donations for themselves to buy mansions and all of that. These people are not harassed by the police because the police know they're not serious, okay? The ones that are out there, boots on the ground, doing actual activism, those are the ones that their lives are threatened, their lives are in danger very often, and also they have other issues, okay? So with that all being said, it's dangerous for them, is what I'm saying. Okay, now, with that being said, there was a comment I wanted to address. I can't remember what it even was at this point. Oh, Troy asked me, how come you all can't see my beautiful face anymore? Troy, you all can clearly see my face, beloved, okay? All right, I had my camera off all this week. I sure did. Sometimes I don't feel like getting dressed, okay? I might be sitting here with my robe on, okay? My nightgown. Sometimes I don't want to be on camera. Leave me alone, people. All right? Can the queen get a break sometimes? Joy said exactly, queen. Thank you. I never thought of that. Okay, now let's continue because it's going to get real nefarious in a second. Y'all want to hear this? Let me just tell y'all what happened. Where is that video? Hold on, because I'm using videos from 2 emails. I got a lot of receipts here. I want y'all to pay attention. Now, these children, black children, not that it matters what color they are, because this, well, I guess it does matter what color they are, because I doubt this would have happened to white children. But what I will say is this. Alabama parents, now you all may have heard this story already. These parents say that their children were told to crawl under a train on the tracks. Did you all hear this? Children told to crawl under a train. Now, the train was stopped on the tracks. And so they were told by the conductor to crawl under. Okay, make that make sense. Anything could have happened. Whether the train was moving or not, it's dangerous. You don't tell somebody that. Okay, you don't tell a child that specifically. So anyway, let me just pull this up because this is just all so crazy. Here it is right here. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Songwriter Sunny said, Queen is a set of twins who take turns running the channel. Songwriter Sunny, you had to remember that I told y'all that I had a twin. You just had to remember.
Parents of some children in Talladega County are speaking out after they saw the kids getting off of a school bus and then crawling under a train in order to get home. Good evening. I'm Carla Wade.
I'm Guy Rawlings. The whole thing happened at a train track on Diamond Lane.
WVTM 13's Lisa Crane went out to that area today. She explains exactly what happened.
This is what parents in this Martinsville community are used to seeing as their children get home from school. 6 kids get off the bus at this stop, and their parents are parked nearby, ready to pick them up. But Wednesday, a train was stopped on the tracks right here, blocking this road. And parents assumed they'd have to wait for the train to move before the kids got off the bus.
I seen kids pop up from under the train. I'm like, I know y'all ain't coming from under that train. Like, and it was like, he told us to do it. So I'm like, who is he? And he popped up like in between, you know, like, I'm sorry, I told him go up under there and everything.
The kids say the person who told them to do it was the train conductor.
I thought it was going to start moving. I was scared. I thought something wrong was happening because I never experienced that before.
It was so scary. I'd never been under a train before.
Willie Bell Fuller says she was mortified when she saw her 6-year-old granddaughter under the train car.
What if that train had to move and that thing would kill my kids? That would have been real bad and real ugly.
Leon Estelle's 2 children crawled under that train car. He works for a rail line and says any railroad employee should know better than to instruct children to do something that dangerous.
It can be just slack rolling, not even something that, you know, for any reason, any kind of movement, either one of them could have been killed or hurt. That's never okay going up on the train. That's a serious problem.
In Talladega County, Lisa Crane, WVTM 13.
And a parent shared this text with us. She says she is from the school district. It says the bus driver has been placed on administrative leave. It goes on to say the district is committed to ensuring that all transportation staff meet the highest safety standards.
Okay, somebody said, hold on, who said that lady is too old to have kids? Jeff ATL. She's probably their grandmother, okay? She's probably their grandmother, all right? Now, you're focusing on the wrong thing anywho. Please pay attention. Now, with that all being said, I want you all to pay attention to this video. This black man talks about medical genocide that's current, that's going on right now, and this is the reason he got into medicine. He won the Muhammad Ali Humanitarian Award. So let's go to his video. Because I've told you all about this 1,000 times, medical genocide.
We measure everything. Blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen. But when I was in medical school, I learned about something that I couldn't shake. A simple formula called the GFR equation. It was used to measure kidney function. Hidden inside it was a race adjustment. If you were Black, and only if you were Black, the equation increased your kidney score, assuming our bodies were different, stronger, tougher, less in need of help. That single assumption changed lives. It meant Black patients were less likely to be diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, less likely to see a kidney specialist, less likely to receive a life-saving kidney transplant. I realized that racism in medicine isn't always loud. Sometimes it's written quietly into the code, the data, the design, until inequity begins to look like accuracy. When I learned this in 2019, I was a medical student. I didn't have much power, but I had a phone. So I started sharing what I was learning, posting short videos on TikTok and Instagram about how racism hides in medicine. I wasn't trying to go viral. I was trying to make people see, and somehow millions did. In 2021, a new equation was created without race. And by 2023, kidney transplant wait times for Black patients were beginning to be corrected. That's why this award for conviction means so much to me. Because Muhammad Ali didn't just fight opponents, he fought systems. He refused to fight a war he knew was unjust. He battled a disease that tried to still his voice, and through every round, in the ring, in the courts, even in his own health, he fought for the dignity of the human spirit. He used the tools of his time to confront injustice, not to run from it, and taught us all that the true measure of strength isn't how hard you hit, it's how deeply you can heal. 2 years ago, a woman messaged me on Instagram. Her sister had been waiting for years for a kidney transplant. She'd seen my videos about the GFR equation and shared them with her sister, who then took them to her doctor. Her doctor looked at the videos, confirmed that they were correct, and because of that conversation, her sister was moved up 5 years on the kidney transplant list.
I'm sorry, I forgot I was muted. I was saying, let me bring that back because I thought he was done. He was just pausing. Hold on. The last thing he said was the lady's sister was moved up on the kidney transplant list like 5 years, and I think that's all he said.
See fully and serve fully. We remember that fairness isn't abstract, it's actionable. Ali once said that impossible is just a word used by those afraid to try. He proved that with his life. And tonight, in his honor, I hope to continue to prove that with mine. Thank you.
Now, keep that in mind because absolutely there is medical genocide. There is a medicine. Let me just tell you all this. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical doctor, and I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm just telling you things that you can research yourself. I told you all before that the thing that they put on your finger, okay, the thing they put on your finger when you go to the doctor's office or the hospital to test your oxygen levels, that I reported to you all a few years ago, that it basically cannot read dark-skinned people, or it may not read you correctly all the time. It can read you, but it may not be very accurate, okay? I thought that was interesting. And so with that all being said, do you think these things are just and it's called an oximeter, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's called an oximeter. But do you all think that's a coincidence? I mean, how is it not reading because you're darker skinned? Okay, I just find it interesting. Right. Dervis said pulse oximeter. Yes, that's it. Pulse oximeter. Thank you. Okay, I just call it an oximeter. Now, with that all being said, let's talk about this. Because didn't I tell y'all this morning? I want y'all to pay attention. Didn't I just tell y'all this morning that those people who don't look like me need us to get out there and protest in the streets and all that, and that's the only thing that's bringing down Trump's nefarious regime? I'm not going to say that's the only thing, but that's one of the main things bringing down Trump's nefarious regime. So now this Caucasian man comes out and he says they need black men. They need black men. We need y'all black men. We need you. We know you're the one that can do it. I want y'all to pay attention to that. I know they ain't coming out here talking about they need who? What? They need black men now? Do y'all hear it? Do y'all hear this? I find it also interesting. Okay, let's get into it. They say they need black men. I bet y'all do. Quite frankly, everybody should need a black man, in my opinion. But I digress. So let me just pull this up. Yeah, I thought it was very interesting. Hold on. I find it very interesting. Here it is. Black men, I think we need you. Ha! Oh, one box says, I fixed my membership payment, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Okay, and thank you for your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Let's get into this, honey, because what? I knew it was all going to come out in the wash.
Black men, I think we need you. I think America needs you.
Well, yet I am not a black man, and they do have a voice of their own. But
hold on, that's not the video I wanted. I want the one where he's talking. Here it is. Okay, yeah. See, I saw her video first, and I was going to play that, but then I said, nah, let me find the one with him actually talking so I can hear exactly what he had to say. Now, here it is. So they need black men. Yeah. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Now, where do you find out why they claim they
Okay,
need you?
and I know it's unfair. I think America needs you. Okay, and I know it's unfair. after everything this country's done to you, to ask you to save it. But I think you're the only people who can. All this stuff going on with Izzy and Palestine, well, someone's got to stop them. And anybody that says something, anytime you get a white guy or even a Jewish Jew speaking out about it, they hit them with the racist label, anti-Semitic, stuff like that. Black guys, you can do it. White guys, white people, they're not gonna jump on the "you're racist" train to black guys. And even if they do, I mean, come on, you can rubber glue that shit, okay? And I'm not saying we need black guys to come at it like Kanye, but we just need you to speak the fucking truth, okay? That we're allowing this to happen. We're enabling the people that are most known for an extreme act of organized evil happening to them. You know, in World War II, those people are doing that to another group of people. All right. And if anyone in this country could speak out about a great evil that everyone is just allowing, just sitting by and denying, it's you. Okay? You guys are the experts on this. You can speak on this without any guilt, without being silenced. All right? Because in America, you guys have the most powerful voice. Okay? You built this country. Okay? Everyone knows it. All right? And granted, you did it mostly against your will, but you fucking did it. Okay? And then you broke the chains of the oppressors. Okay? And we need you guys to take that expertise and show this country that it's being evil again. Okay, that is being just as evil as before, but because it's out of sight, out of mind, we pretend that it's not. Okay, and we need you. I really believe that only you could do it, but because America is racist. Okay, it is. And if you're the one speaking against it, it's going to be conflicted. Okay, but because we need you to weaponize white guilt against these fucking monsters. And I think you could do it. I know it's unfair. Okay, this country, it is yours. You built it and they took it from you. But guys, you've got to be our moral compass, or we're not going to have one. We're going to go completely off the rails on some white devil fucking World War II Third Reich type shit if you guys don't start showing out real loud.
You didn't, sir. You got us effed up, okay? Looks like y'all finally effed around and found out, and we ain't coming to save you. Miss us with it. All right? Didn't y'all know the time would come? Didn't y'all know the day would arrive? Yeah, I knew it was. I told y'all. I told y'all. Now he's sitting there crying, damn near, looking all around. Why is he looking all around like that? Black men, eyes all bucked. Sir, we can't help you. Hold your own acorns. Hold your own peanuts, sir. That's not our problem. Okay. Y'all hear it? Well, I'll be damned. I know he did not. He was all serious too. He was very serious. I know y'all can do it. Yeah, but we're not going to. At least the black men are not going to. All right? So now that we've gotten that all out of the way, let's continue. Let's continue because this man got into it. Hold on, where's that video? Hold on, beloveds. This man got into it. He was at work, minded his own black business. And so he got into it with this man, and the man tried to accuse him of racism. Of course, it was a man who doesn't look like him. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Here it is, right here. Let's get into it. He just kept going off on this man. The man kept trying to get him to say stuff he didn't want to say, and it was just all crazy. Huh. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna play that video. Let me just stop right there. I'm too concerned about ScrewTube because y'all know they be hating on the queen, honey. I'm not gonna play that video. But what I will play is this. I will play these Thanksgiving videos I wanted y'all to see. Okay. Booker's DC said that was super funny. Wasn't it though? What was he thinking? What was he thinking? Clearly he wasn't, and that's the problem. Okay, so anyway, I want to go to these Thanksgiving videos so we can get our laugh in
What's on the menu
before
for
we close
Thanksgiving?
out, okay?
Well, it ain't gonna be much as it was last year now. Ain't nobody selling them stamps. So all we got this year, we're gonna have some dressing. Now I'm gonna make one with chicken in it, one with turkey, and then Tisa, she'll eat no meat, so I'm gonna make one regular, no meat. Then I'm gonna make macaroni cheese. I got a 6 cheese macaroni cheese and a 7 cheese macaroni cheese. I probably need to throw in an 8 cheese macaroni. I'm gonna do an 8 cheese macaroni cheese too. Then we got potato salad, one with eggs, one without eggs, one all eggs. And then we got deviled eggs. And Lisa, she gonna make some angel eggs. She's so damn saved. But I eat deviled eggs. And then we're gonna have collard greens, mustard greens, and turnip greens. And then we're gonna have cabbage. I'm gonna make cabbage 6 ways. And then we gotta have corn on, off, and around the cob. And some candied yams, one with candy, one without candy. And I'm gonna make some one with some marshmallow. That's it for the sides. For the meat, we're gonna have some fried turkey.
First of all, notice that he said that's just it for the sides, and then he also said previously that we're not gonna have all that stuff we had last year. Ain't nobody selling no food stamps. You had more than this last year, sir? Make it make sense.
Roasted turkey, grilled turkey, stuffed turkey, unstuffed turkey, 2 stuffed turkey. Then we'll have turkey hips, lips, and strips. On down to the ham, we can have glazed ham, cinnamon honey ham, and honey baked ham. And I'm gonna make my famous pineapple upside down glazed ham. And then for chicken, we're gonna do a fried chicken, a baked chicken, a grilled chicken, a boiled and a broiled chicken. And then I'm gonna make this new honey garlic chicken. I want to try that. And you don't want to hear the dessert? No, that's all right. Think of banana pudding and sweet potato pie and key lime cake and red velvet cake with and without the nuts.
All the fairies.
All right, now y'all be blessed, man. I appreciate y'all having me over.
All right now, Jerome.
All right.
You take care of Sugar.
Okay, all right.
You need some help with the plate?
No, I don't. What the fuck going on here? What you mean, man? I'm headed to the house, man.
Y'all
don't goddamn plate. Put some of that shit back. No, man. Auntie sound good.
No, nigga, this is Thanksgiving. Not take all my fucking shit and leave. Put some of that shit back.
Man, I ain't got nothing but a few beans, man.
Goddamn Jerome, motherfucker. If you don't put one of them motherfucking plates back, I'm gonna spray paint these boots gold and I'm gonna cure dog my foot up your fucking ass.
Man, then you tripping again, man.
Jerome,
it's Thanksgiving, man.
Put some of that shit back.
No.
So what the fuck I'm supposed to eat?
There's some food in there. Leftover.
Motherfucker, that is all the goddamn food.
Man, listen, I'm headed to the house with my wife, man. We just got married.
Fuck you and your wife, motherfucker. I gotta eat.
Man, you're tripping about some fucking food, man.
What you mean, motherfucker? That's all my goddamn food.
Y'all got food stamps.
Jerome, that's all my goddamn food.
Man, you got food in there, man.
Goddamn, Jerome, that's all my fucking food.
Man, come on, man.
Jerome! Jerome!
Man, listen here, man. What's my cousin?
This is my motherfucking food.
You my cousin, man.
Goddamn, Jerome, that's my goddamn food,
man.
This message here is for all my family and friends who plan on coming to my house for motherfucking Thanksgiving this year. Keyword, my motherfucking house. Here go my rules and regulations. Only one plate will be allowed to leave with you when you leave my motherfucking house. Only one plate. Not 5, not 6 motherfucking plates wrapped up in aluminum foil. It will not happen this motherfucking year here. They're my motherfucking leftovers. 2, to my uncles. Do not come walking up in my house with that stink, loud smelling ass motherfucking cologne on this year, smelling like you somebody daddy, or I'm gonna motherfucking ask you to get up out my house. Thirdly, if you didn't know your motherfucking boyfriend and girlfriend for more than 30 motherfucking days, don't come stumbling up in my motherfucking house with them. Cause you don't know them, I don't know them, they ain't part of the family, they need to stay their motherfucking ass home. And fourthly, if you can't handle your motherfucking liquor, stay home. Cause you will not come over here and tell nothing in my motherfucking house, cause this ain't love and hip hop. If you can't follow these 4 motherfucking rules, you need to stay your ass home for Thanksgiving.
He said, and fourthly. Thirdly and fourthly. I'm done with him. Okay, I am done with him, but let's continue.
I gotta hurry up because I gotta go to other people's house today. Sister. What? Who made these greens? Auntie Cat. She don't need to do that now. Go get me a napkin. Y'all don't even know her. You don't. I don't play like that. Is she clean? She got a cat. Where's Mama at? I don't do this type of stuff. I just gotta cook my own food. Who? Mr. Day. Mr. Day. Sister, what we gonna be? We gonna be hungry. Who did the rice? The rice good. I don't know who did the rice. Let me see. We don't know. Some things we just might not even know. Who is that coming late? Who's that? You always got that come late to Thanksgiving. All the food I'm on gone. Hey, family. Hey. He coming here like he hot stuff. Late. The rice is rice. Whoever made this, we good. Girl. Sister. Cool, why don't you let me get some of your food? Here, cuz. Here, cuz. Get it. Here, cuz, for real.
I literally saw 2 videos back to back of women complaining about the price of smoked turkey necks, and people are wondering, are the collard greens going to be meatless for Thanksgiving this year? I certainly hope not. I do not like vegan and vegetarian greens. Put some meat in my greens. Why is a pack of turkey necks $15? They're charging oxtail prices for turkey necks. And oxtail shouldn't be as expensive as it is either. There's a lesson in all of this to black people all over the world. If you American black, Caribbean black, African black, Latino black, stop posting your business on the internet, because these algorithms, they get a hold of our recipes and the shit we like to eat, and then they send that information to the supermarkets and they start hiking the prices up, and now we got to change the recipes. People keep saying we're losing recipes. We're not losing the recipes. We just can't afford the recipes anymore. We really started fucking up when the black community decided they didn't want to eat pork anymore, because I switched from pork to turkey in the greens. I like pork in my greens, but you know, if you all doing turkey necks, I guess I can follow suit. And lastly, this also means that we're going to have a new status symbol in the black community. Now you can tell how much money somebody has based off the amount of meat that's in their collard greens. If I see some meaty greens, that means a meaty wallet. I'm going to be zooming in on everybody's Thanksgiving pictures and videos. I want to see the meat. We want carnivorous greens. It ain't no meat in her greens. They struggling in that house.
He said they struggling in that house. Ain't no meat in her greens. Sir, I don't put meat in my greens. Okay, that's what I don't do. I don't put meat in my greens, and they taste just fine. My collards are delicious. Okay, I don't put meat in there. All right, but let's continue.
Every time open a sex game, my kick, the words, my faith, can't even only be been like saves. It's like an earthquake.
What's on the menu for
Those are the nastiest looking deviled eggs I have literally ever seen. Okay? And I'm quite sure that they were made by Satan himself. Okay? Those are really some deviled eggs because it looks like the devil made them. All right? But also, what came with Thanksgiving this year was a side of racism.
That was racist as hell. It was 5 or 6 other white people that were sitting at that table. You didn't ask not now one of them. What's your name? Okay, so what you told me I don't have a room here? Oh, you did not.
Yes,
No,
I asked you,
bullshit.
ma'am.
Bullshit.
Ma'am, are you staying here? I asked you.
No,
at the
bullshit.
breakfast-
Say something so we don't talk over each other. You approached me in that breakfast area. You said, before you said anything to me, do you have a room here? I said, sir, good morning to you. Did I say good morning to you? I said, that's not how you fucking approach people. I said, I do stay here. You said, no, you do not. I said, yes, I do. I said, how do you know how do you know I don't stay here? You said, because I don't have a key. I said, I don't have a key. You said, I'm sure you don't have a key. You came from the front door. I said, check that motherfucking camera and see where the fuck I came from before I came through that front door. And it doesn't matter. Not have a room. No, because you're full of shit. And that's why I went and got my phone. Because when I told you to check them cameras and see where the fuck I came from, you would have seen I came out of a room. Because I came through that front door, that's an accessible door for people that have paid here, correct? So did you check your cameras?
I haven't checked it yet. Ma'am.
Okay, do you know if I have a room here or not?
I don't. That's why I asked you for a room number.
So did you ask anybody else that sat at that fucking breakfast area and asked them if they had a room or not? It doesn't matter. That's an accessible door for people that have paid. Just because I didn't come down this hallway does not mean that I did not pay. Call the police, and that's why I'm recording you. That it was racist as hell. It was 5 or 6 other white people that were sitting at that table. You didn't ask not now one of them.
How is it racist?
Because you addressed me and not them.
Yes, there's been here since 8 o'clock, ma'am.
So because you didn't see me come in, I came in the middle of the night because we have been driving. So you can't tell me. What you should have did was your due diligence and check that camera and see where the fuck I came from before you approached me in that breakfast area. The building and came through the front so I could get breakfast for me and my child.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize.
Change your approach on how you approach people, especially early in the motherfucking morning and on a holiday at that. You approach people and you say good morning. You say happy holidays. And if you don't celebrate it, I respect it. But you're going to approach people the way that you approach any other human being. Did you or did you not tell me that I don't have a key and you knew for sure I did not have a key? Was that appropriate of you? Was that appropriate of you? Because here's my motherfucking key right here. So was that appropriate of you to say that?
No, ma'am.
A happy Thanksgiving and have a good fucking day.
Okay. She had to let him have it. He went up to the only black person and then started asking them, what are they doing there? Do you have a key? Why are you in here? And all of this. But he wants to act like it wasn't racist. Please make it all make sense. But also, let's talk about Trump pardoning the turkey for Thanksgiving.
Either way, he really captures the spirit of Thanksgiving. And then the president pardoned the birds as only he can.
Looks like a rather violent bird. Hard to play. Anyway, are you ready? Beautiful. Very nice. You are hereby unconditionally pardoned. There
you go. All right.
I find it all so interesting. Okay, not him charging the turkey for a pardon. Because y'all know they say Trump charges people for pardons, okay? Also interesting. So anyway, with that all being said, beloveds, I'm going to conclude this. Oh, no. I have your lifeline. Okay? For the ladies, watch out for dangerous men online. Y'all really need to stay off those dating apps. I don't know how many times I have to tell you, okay, at the end of the day. And then I told people this, and someone had the nerve to tell me that I'm old school. Well, I might be old school, but at the end of the day, I don't have to worry about getting snatched up from some phantom person who lied about who they are and catfished me online, okay? That's what I don't have to worry about. I'm so glad I'm not in the dating game. But anyway, with that all being said, this lady is talking about a man who she says is dangerous and he's done some stuff online to women running con games or whatever. Okay, let's get into it.
On TikTok, especially my Black and Latino sisters, beware of this man, Miesta Bryant.
See, he won't get out, and he's got this bottle with him.
Okay, Mr. Bryant.
I have my key. I just want to go home.
Miesta. Hey, Miesta.
This man likes to go to different women's lives and act all charming. And as you can see, he's not so bad on the eyes. When he came into a live I was in, my discernment is so on point. I was like, this man is a weirdo. Well, today I caught him on live.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't want to be with me.
She put the cover up on her hands. She's trying to cover the shit that she's trying to hide.
Whatever he says. Just
She's
listen
trying to hide.
Just listen to Mr. Brian. Listen to Mr. Brian. That's fine.
Mind you, it was 10:30, 11 o'clock East Coast time. He's in California. So it's 8 o'clock in the morning. He's with a woman on Thanksgiving morning who has a 14-year-old son, and she's begging him to get out her car so that she can go home to her son. This man was calling her son bad names, threatening her son, would not get out her car. She said he already broke her phone. Let me give y'all some sweet redemption.
A few moments later.
Hey, stupid. Oh, he got beat the fuck up.
It's in their DMs and shit. You text niggas in their DMs.
Nigga, can you hear me?
Bitch, I don't give a fuck. Hey, sir.
Warning to the ladies out there on TikTok. Don't get
Forgot I was muted, but did y'all see his face? They beat the crap out of him. Okay, clearly. Okay, clearly. Songwriter said it says, don't threaten me with a good time. You had your chance to be violated by a super hot bum daddy. Songwriter Sonny, please sit down somewhere. Okay. Somebody said the accent gave him away. Okay, so anyway, y'all stay safe out there. And also, please make sure that you're safe with your debit cards during the holiday seasons if you're going to be shopping. I don't celebrate such. But because there was a lady and a guy that went into one of those stores, one of those corner stores, like a bodega or something or whatever. And so basically, they noticed something suspicious about the card reader. And when they brought it to the attention of the person behind the counter, who was an Indian, he acted as if, and I'm talking about an East Indian, not a native, but he acted as if he didn't know, what was going on. And so the lady's like, you don't see this? This clearly looks fake. And so she's trying to pull the piece out and he's holding it down. She's like, why are you holding it like that and holding it so tight? And then she said, we could call the police right now. She pulled out the whole thing that they had tucked up in there so they could, copy people's debit cards when they used them. I'm pretty sure he knew it was there. Just from his demeanor and the way he was trying to hold that thing. And then he's just sitting there acting so perplexed or whatever. Yeah, he definitely knew. He definitely knew, in my opinion. Okay, so anyway, y'all stay safe out there. I love y'all to life, and I will be seeing you all tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday, so I'll probably be on about noontime, okay? I'll be back, and shall I say I'll be black, okay? But you all enjoy the rest of this day. Enjoy your strong ends, not the weekends, leaving you in a weakened state of mind. Okay, and with that all being said, please double check to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel, especially if you haven't been receiving those notifications. Until then, beloveds, also I have a question for 555.555. Who are you? Because I saw you putting in the chat, you said Queen still don't know who I am, or Queen still don't know it's me. Well, who is it? Who is it? Okay, I have several questions. I know they put they changed you all's name. Terry. Okay, Terry. Thank you, beloved. Okay, because I know they put the changed you all's names again. I don't know what they did it for. Maybe they're updating or whatever. Okay, but so thank you, beloved. I didn't know that was you. All right, so anyway, with that all being said, do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. And until next time, I will talk to you all again soon. Peace.
Hit him with that flavor. All in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got